outs so far in the first inning. This one flared, and Osborne is there in center field to make the catch for out number 2. A couple defensive changes made for Erie. The most notable one in the pitching circle for the second game is Megan Loveland. Erie also with a new second baseman, Lauren Russell in right field. And I cannot quite see the number of who's in left field right now. That one is hit to left field, and it will get down and roll to the wall. A 2-out double for Valor, the left fielder, who I believe is one of Erie's freshmen. Came too far in and had to chase that one all the way back to the wall. That one flied to right field. Russell has plenty of room and makes the catch for out number 3. So an easy first inning for Megan Loveland, and we will take a quick timeout on the Erie Tiger Network.
Front Range Landfill puts all your needs in front of everything else. Front Range Landfill won Erie Chamber of Commerce Business of the Year Award, as well as being featured on national television. We are very proud of our facility, and we welcome the opportunity to address your disposal needs. Our focus is on customer service. We strive to achieve easy and rapid access in and out of the facility. We feel certain that we will exceed your expectations of your solid waste disposal requirements. Choose Front Range Landfill for all your landfill needs. You will be pleased.
And we're live. And welcome back in to the Erie Tiger Network. About to be the bottom of the first inning. And the second game of the Metro State doubleheader against Valor Christian. Not a difficult first inning for Erie. One double on a misplayed ball in left field, and 3 other easy outs for the Tigers.
Grayson Blaylock here with us. We are sorry about the quality of internet, but not much we can do. As this one is roped into right by Osborne, and she'll start things with a leadoff single. And the Tigers, who absolutely thumped Legend in that first game, looking to do what Legend did to fantasy runner here.
I don't know if it's a stat that's kept or if it's in the record book, but Kat Sackett could set a record for intentional walks this year.
Kat Bond Sackett. Maybe that'll be her nickname this year. She is lethal with the bat in her hands. Now Vaughn to the plate. Vaughn staring down the pitcher, takes, and there goes the kind of cut-off steal and a slide into the Valor shortstop. Got her foot caught, but all smiles there. Good sportsmanship. But the Valor coach wanting to come out and talk with the umpire saying he didn't like the way, I think, the pinch runner for the Tigers slid.
He does have a clipboard, and we can't see what he's saying, but that is a pretty good guess.
He is actually covering his mouth like he's an NFL head coach calling plays. So, not sure what the discussion is here. Now, the umpire's going to come in and confer. Three-man crew here today at the Regency Athletic Complex at Metro State University, Denver. And I don't know what this is about.
Her slide wasn't off the base paths, didn't appear to be malicious. And she didn't slide through the bag, which are the only things that she could really get called out for. And after a brief discussion, they will indeed say she is safe.
Valor coach still not liking it. Going to come talk to the home plate umpire about it now. A lot of bad blood between at least some of the older Erie alumni and Valor, as Erie alumni feel like that state championship was kind of taken away from them. And, you know, everyone in the state likes to beat up on Valor, whether they are a solid group of individuals or not. They probably undeservedly get a little bit of hate just because of who they are.
Yeah.
But regardless, I think Erie alum still liking to see this sight, as that is gone! Madison Vaughn, 3-run bomb, and the Tigers take an early lead over Valor. And just as we were saying, you'd like to see them beat up a little bit if you're an Erie, kind of one of those alum that were there during that era. So shout out to Alex Ailey. I know he'll like to see that 3-run bomb. 3-0 lead for the Tigers.
Maybe they'll have to start intentionally walking Maddie Vaughn too. You can walk one of them, but you can't walk both when you've got one or two runners that got on base ahead of him.
Pitch. High and inside here. So already a 3-0 lead now for the Tigers here in this first inning. As that pitch also in there for a strike. Cambry Frazier at the plate here for the Tigers. Called time. Now step back into the box, and we'll take ball 2 high.
Through no more than 10 1/3 full innings this year, Erie's scoring differential is already at 32-3.
And there's strike 3. And we'll give that one to Grayson for being a little bit of bad luck. Now 2 down here for the Tigers, as Lauren Russell will come to the plate. Russell in from the right side.
Outs do have to happen sometimes, though.
There are a lot of chances for outs. You know, I gotta say, the #1 pet peeve of mine regarding stats in sports is people will say, oh yeah, you know, batting average, you come up and you fail. A good average is 333. You fail 66% of the time. I don't like, oh, as that ball came, I mean, within an eyelash, oh my goodness, of hitting a little kid. I don't like it. Trying to put the ball in play sometimes hard. You can't fully control it. There are 9 other people out there trying to stop you. All right. Not sure what all that means, but there you have it, Grayson. Pitch from Loveland, a nice off-speed pitch and a swing and a miss for strike one here to the Valor batter. A lovely evening here in Denver. It's a little hot when we got here, but it is turned to one of those perfect Colorado evenings as the sun sets behind us over the Rocky Mountains, as that one is swung on a miss, 2-0. Loveland looking in, 0-2 pitch on the way. That one taken outside, ball one. Loveland again, wheels, fires, taken for another ball, and quickly the count back to level at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Of course, those amazing Valor teams led by the pitching of Kilponen, who was so close as that's a rope, just scoots by the left fielder. That's Martinez, and she'll fire there to second, but easily underneath that one. Out at second was Archuleta.
Faye Archuleta, a freshman, looking solid in her first start in high school.
There you go. Not a bad place to start it here on this field against Valor High School. Now pitch in is right there at the top of the strike zone. One away here. Delivery swung on and missed.
Excellent off-speed pitch from Loveland. The count now 0-2.
Loveland has come out so far and really mixed her off-speed well. A lot of Valor hitters fooled. Now Loveland from the circle, and that one will sail just wide out of the strike zone. 1-2 the count. Fans, don't forget to follow us on social media. Our social media has changed a little bit. You can find us on Twitter at Erie Tiger Media, on like the Erie Tiger Media Facebook page, or now on Instagram. We're Erie Tiger Media on there as well, as that one is wide. So we try and make a push to connect a little bit more with the student body, since this is technically a student publication, if you will.
Don't forget to hit the bell icon to receive notifications about ETN posts. To like the video, click the thumbs up button on the right hand side of the screen. Use the bar on the bottom of the screen to move and skip parts in the video. To skip forward or backwards, use the arrow keys to move 5 seconds. You can pause the video at any time by pressing the spacebar or clicking with the mouse.
And welcome back in. Sun beginning to set over the foothills behind us as we are in downtown Denver. Brandon Bird, Grayson Blaylock here with you. Tigers lead it 3-0 as they are ready for their second at-bat of the game. And we saw fireworks in game 1, 12 runs scored. And the Tigers, they have lit up the scoreboard for 32 runs in their first 3 games, as Grayson mentioned earlier. This offense, they are going to be potent. That one just a touch outside for ball 1. Armstrong, the batter here from the right side. That pitch high. Now 3-0 here to Armand, just wide. Oh, 0-1 the count. This one, yeah, 0-2 now. I thought that one was wide. The umpire did call it a strike. Still not in softball mode yet. As we are getting into the start of fall sports here, even though not quite September.
But the ball slightly misplayed, and Osborne not stopping as she rounded the bases.
Now Levette to the plate. Shows bunt, trying to lay it down and just nicked it foul as they had the squeeze on. Heck, by the time the ball bounced for the second time, that was Osborne almost standing on the plate. 0-1 pitch, see if she bunts again. Nope, swinging away this time, and nice strike right on the outside corner. That one is high.
Count 1-2.
This one hit down the line and just twists foul.
Valor's pitcher a lefty, so the spin on the ball will be just a little bit different than when you're facing a righty, and you go to different places of the park.
Tigers starting to go opposite way a little bit here, these last few batters. Levette does get on. Katsackett does have a base open, and I imagine Valor will be happy to get 2-0.
Fraser has plenty of power, had the 2-run walk-off home run against Holy Family last year in extra innings.
Swing and a miss. Now 2-1 pitch. That one's hammered to first. What a snag, and diving back is everybody, but man, that one was smoked, and Cambry Frazier gets robbed on a nice grab over there at first. Oh, that would have been fair had that not been caught, and that might have scored 3 runs. So Valor might avoid giving up too crooked of a number. Of course, they've already given up 3 in the first and now 3 here, as Lauren Russell is already homered today up with the bases loaded, and she just nicks that one foul. 1-1 the count here to Russell.
And that hit from Fraser very close to being a double play. The first baseman could have turned around and tagged Maddie Vaughn, but chose to go for the bag instead. And that cost Valor the potential ending double play.
Two one pitch. This one's ripped to short, mishandled, and 1 run will score. That will probably be scored a hit. That one was rifled just to the right side of the shortstop, but it is now 7-0 Tigers.
First pitch to Armstrong, misses outside.
So two-way here for the Tigers. Armstrong will take a look at that one high, a throw back down, and they will call her safe. And I'm not sure what the umpire was saying. He was saying something before he gave the signal.
Erie with an 8-0 lead. And the count 1-1 to Martinez.
Delivery outside, taken for a ball. Base is still loaded as that one is hammered foul and backward. Tigers already lead by 8. The base is still loaded. I mean, this could get a lot worse. Valor searching for a lifeline. Pitch in the pellets, taken for a ball. This one hit deep in the gap. Good stop by the shortstop to limit that. That could have been easily 2, maybe even 3 runs. But add another one for the Tigers on an infield single there by Martinez.
Erie just singling hitters around.
City skyline behind the scoreboard out in center field on a perfect evening here at the Regency Athletic Complex at Metro State University Denver, home of the Roadrunners, where they play in the RMAC. And Loveland will lead the Tigers back out on the field here. Tigers clean so far as that pitch is swung on and fouled back into the screen. One and one the count. Grayson stunned into the silence by some NFL news of Andrew Luck retiring. As that one is flared to the shortstop, and Levette snares the ball for out number 1. Good range shown that time by the Tiger shortstop.
Coming into this year, I wasn't sure who would be Erie's shortstop with Sloan Kihas leaving. She anchored down that position all of the last year and part of 2 years ago as well. Levette only ever played second base. I didn't even know she played shortstop, but she's had several excellent defensive plays there tonight.
Strike one called on that nice pitch, and that off-speed pitch is lifted to center. Diving as Osborne couldn't quite get to it. Karam's off. Runner come to second and will slide underneath. The tag throw came a little bit high from Martinez. Good heads-up base running by the Valor runner there that time.
Erie's outfielders now playing deep. Corner infielders playing in.
Ball just off the plate. Maddie Vaughn at third. Gotta be quick here, trying to play in, but also a speed at second. Don't want her to steal because she's too far off. This one weakly hit to second, bobble, but on to first in time. And now 2 down.
Valor has had a double in every inning so far. And that's been all they're hitting so far.
Loveland, heel on the rubber. Wheels fires in there for a strike right. No strike called. I don't know where that missed there, Grayson, from our angle.
Maybe?
Maybe.
It would almost have to be low.
That one also misses. 2-0. Delivery is in there for a strike. This catches the inside piece of the plate, 2-1.
I mentioned it a little earlier, but Megan Loveland's ball placement has been excellent tonight. Last year, not hitting the edges of the plate well, as that one's popped up and out of play.
Woo! And we almost had another small child hit by a foul ball.
That
had
one
some
would
close
have
calls.
been off a carom, so not necessarily as bad though. But Loveland hitting the edges of the plate very well so far today. And if you want to see Erie go far in the postseason, that is a key factor.
Ball inside outed to left field, and coming on and making the catch is Archuleta, and that will do it in the inning. Tigers, they lead it by 9. We'll head to the bottom of the third here in the Erie Tiger.
Be Barry Bonds and get intentionally walked with the bases loaded.
This one inside outed, and a good play out there in right as Levette is the first out. And I think we're going to see maybe back-to-back intentional walks. Well, 9-0. They might let Kat hit here. I was going to say, do not give her anything. In fact, I'm looking down in the dugout, and they're like, I swear he said 4 balls in the pellets or dirt.
Just roll them to the plate.
That one hits the plate, and to second goes Osborne.
Very far outside. The scoreboard, a pitch ahead.
And there's a ball hit to deep right, but that's going to be caught on the track, and Osborne will have to return to second. Just didn't quite catch it. And you could tell right away the right fielder's like, oh, I think I got room. And so Sackett comes a whisker away from her 3rd home run of the night. As Maddie Vaughn will come to the plate. And Vaughn skies this one And that one is caught in fair ground. And so the Tigers go quickly and quietly in the third. We'll step aside for a moment here on the
You have a plan in place for your family's future in the event something happens to you. Are you caring for aging parents, grandparents, or a loved one with special needs? The Germany law firm named 2017 Erie's Chamber Business of the Year provides expert legal guidance and peace of mind for you and your family in the areas of probate, elder law, and estate planning. Visit Germany Law Firm's Erie Village office or website at coelderlaw.net to set up a personalized consultation.
fans starting to get into this one. Chopped foul. A lot of chatter, as they say. Valor trying to get their teammates at the plate to get their team back into this one. They find themselves in a 9-0 chasm right now. Delivery is taken wide for a ball, 1-2 the count. Loveland will wheel, fire, and that one is chopped foul right toward the Tiger dugout as Allie Barnett, who twirled a gem there in the first game against the number 2 team in 5A. Tigers took care of business. That lets you know how good this Tiger team is going to be this year. Couple solid teams in 4A and Holy Family and Silver Series right there with them. This inning so far. We understand that our stream is kind of struggling right now. We are doing the best we can with the internet we have. We have all kinds of different phone service providers, whether it's Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile up here, and none of us are getting good service. You'd think in the middle of downtown Denver where millions of people live, you'd get the best service, but that's not the case. Runner gets to third. Good job by Sackett controlling the run game, at least preventing the double steal. But just one out is all Megan Loveland needs. Pitch wide.
Count 2-2.
Loveland taking her time now with runners on, trying to collect her thoughts, focus, and fires and gets strike three. So the Tigers, they get out of the inning. Valor leaves 2 on. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. Erie leads at 9-0 here on the Erie Tiger Network.
Sebesta?
And welcome back in here, Erie Tiger Network. As the Tigers lead at 9-0. This one hit sharply back up the middle for a leadoff single. And the Tigers trying to score again. The first time they have been blanked today in an inning. Maybe the first time all year. We'll have to double check that box score. But with 17 runs, I bet you that was probably the first time all year that they have not crossed a runner across home plate. 0-1 the count here. Pitch high and bobbled by the catcher, and she has plenty of time, and they're going to call her out of the baseline regardless. As just misread, I think, a little bit the catcher's bobble was Cambry Frazier. So 1 out now.
The ball went straight up and not back at all.
This one hit right past the shortstop into left, being booted around, and digging into second is Russell. And he'll have a single plus a one-base error there. Left fielder just playing a little bit of soccer with that one.
Jill Gregg will come and pinch run for Russell.
Still Armstrong coming to the plate. Delivery is Waller.
Better smile, have a broken bracket, or are you a teenager in need of some braces? Then make your way down to Caraway Orthodontics. They are located in Louisville and Erie. Caraway Orthodontics supports Erie High School and its community. Come in and gain a beautiful smile for children, teens, and adults. They also provide Invisalign. Call this number 303-828-0454 or go to carawayortho.com.
Welcome back in on the Erie Tiger Network. Erie in total control of this one through 4 innings against the Valor Christian Eagles. Leading it 9-0, Megan Loveland so far has thrown 4 shutout frames of softball as that one is fouled sharply into the Erie dugout.
Loveland delivers in high. Loveland, as you said, has been sharp here so far. Tiger defense, despite the first inning of the first game against Legend, they've been pretty sharp here today. And even in that first inning, base running was a little shaky too, but kind of cleared some of the nerves, and then they started pouring it on a very good Legend team, the number 2 ranked team in 5A. So already Tigers a very good night. They can make it a little bit better here if they could get 3 outs and then plate 1. That would end the game. This one hit sharply to first, but picked up. Is Armstrong, steps on the bag, and 1 out.
And we could potentially see Kat Sackett come up to the plate again.
Infield or outfield playing a little bit shallow here for the new Valor batter. And this one chopped foul. Sackett so quickly out of her crouch. Man, I tell you what, Sackett, a tremendous softball player, already committed to Marshall. I have a feeling if she had put her mind to another sport, she'd be fantastic there as well. Maybe Coach Pfeiffer needs to give her a call. Ball slapped past third. New third baseman for the Tigers
is Jen Williams. And speaking of Coach Pfeiffer, our basketball team, both basketball teams should be very good this winter.
Heck, this should be a solid year for Tiger Sports, and we'll be here all year. So don't forget to subscribe to the Erie Tiger Network, and you're especially going to want to do that with Solo Cast, a new feature on the Erie Tiger Network, as there's a bunt picking up by Williams, and well placed, nowhere to go with that, and everyone is safe for Valor. Slap to short, picked up to second for 1, on to first, not in time, but they'll cut down 1 runner, and that's 2 outs. Nice play by Levette.
She's been excellent defensively at shortstop so far tonight.
So 2 outs now. Tigers just trying to get out of this inning. Loveland wheels, fires wide high for ball 1. Denver skyline starting to light up. The lights are on at Mile High behind us. As that pitch in there for a strike. Back-to-back broadcasts. Back-to-back games here for the Tigers, trying to finish both off as this one is hit through the hole. That one's going to roll all the way to the wall. Should score 2. Throw will come in and gets away. Sackett there to pick it up. A 2-run score for Valor. So if you thought this one was over, it's not over yet. Now only a 7-run game.
And Valor has another double.
Every inning, is that a double every inning?
Except for the 4th. Yes.
Now Loveland delivers that one high and wide. So now if the Tigers want to walk this one off in the bottom half of the inning, they're going to have to score 3 runs. They have already done that twice this game. 3 in the first, 6 in the second, as that one is past Williams. Another sharply hit ball. So the Valor bats starting to come alive a little bit here.
No action at all in the Erie bullpen. Loveland did jog out to the bullpen in the first inning of the last game. But she obviously did not have to pitch.
Pitch inside, taken for a ball. Tiger defense kind of run around all over the place. Kind of think, you know, just settle down here. All he needs 1 out. High and wide. Erie 2-0, trying to go to 3-0 here to start the season. The number 3 ranked team in 4A, the Erie Tigers, right behind Holy Family and Silver Creek, as this one is hit foul. Tigers a very explosive lineup from last season has returned. A lot of the success of this season will depend on the success of Loveland and Barnett, as there's another Valor run. And so Valor has cut a third of the Tiger lead off here in the top of the 5th, and now the Tigers want to talk about it. Next week, a full slate on the Erie Tiger Network. We will have the volleyball opener against Discovery Canyon. We will have back to school night on the ETN, and we will have the first football broadcast of the year as the Tigers host Evergreen High School, and the first Erie Tiger broadcast in the history that does not feature a Noah Roper on the roster. Bet you didn't know that. Of course, he did not play in that Pueblo East game. I was going to say didn't play, but that's not true. And the following week, we will have soccer. And you might hear a lot of Grayson on those broadcasts, depending on when Baby Bird makes her appearance, as that one is flared down the line and just foul into the Bermuda Triangle of nobody out there.
The count 1-1.
That's in there for a strike from Loveland. 1 and 2. Delivery in, another foul ball. You know, looking at this turf out here, one of the things that I bet Metro State uses as a recruiting tool that players have to love, almost no field maintenance. And that is a huge part of college and high school baseball programs, is as a player helping maintain the field, and very low maintenance from a player's perspective. Heck, I'd commit just to avoid all the yard work. That one is high and wide. If you've seen my lawn lately, you're probably like, yeah, you do avoid yard work. 2-2 the count, 2 outs, 2 on. Deuce is wild here for Valor. Delivery, swung on, flare. This is trouble. It's going to land in shallow center. Here comes the run around third. Throw at the plate. Sackett just gets by her, and the umpire blocks it, and he gets the assist here as the runner is thrown out at third. The ball hit the home plate umpire in the chest, and because of that, they at least get the out at third. But another run does score. Tigers, they lead it 9-4. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back for the bottom of the 5th. On the Erie Tiger Network.
Now in the bottom of the 5th. Erie with a 9-4 lead over Valor.
Tigers need to fire back here. The last thing you want to do when you're up 9 runs, let a team score 4 in the top half and then come back and get blanked. That's how comebacks happen. So Erie needs to be sharp here from the plate. By the way, that is, I believe, Grace Corson the batter here for the Tigers, as she will smack that one foul.
I believe it's Chloe Corson.
Chloe Corson. Apologize. Pitch off the plate. Good frame job by the catcher, but she was set up outside. Valor fans don't like it. But hey, they got the ultimate call a couple years ago, so I think they can live with whatever calls they don't get today. Golfed into the middle and dropped by the second baseman, and Corson is on with her first hit of the day.
Top of the order, back up for Erie.
The good news about getting Corson on is if Osborne gets on and Levette gets on, you're looking at a bases loaded situation. Still ways to go till that happens though. Bunt attempt by Osborne, and coming in hot were the corner infielders for the Eagles. I think it's actually Caroline Corson. That one coming in from Mrs. Bird, who's watching at home. So shout out to her for helping us here on the broadcast. This one slapped down the line, but that'll reach the bullpen for Osborne.
Osborne's been hitting the other way all night long.
Pitch delivered and soft liner, and Corson gets back at first in time. So one away, and now Levette will come to the plate. Mrs. Bird texting in, making sure that we mention that Caroline also inquire. So one-on-one out here for the Tigers, and a bunt attempt is missed by Levette. So 0-1, and yeah, the Tigers just kind of seem like the energy's been sucked from them a little bit as they were up 9-0, then got blanked in back-to-back innings, and it feels like they've taken the gas off the pedal.
Almost as if they went on cruise control.
Bunt attempt is down. They will go just to first, and Court, see, she can do it again. Delivery hits Vaughn, and now the bases are loaded full of Tigers. Ooh, and that one had some heat, and Vaughn basically just wore it, acted like it didn't even matter.
That's the second time she's been hit by pitch tonight. Once, I believe, in each game. That one in the turf to Fraser for ball one. That pitch also low. And quickly, Cambria's ahead 2-0.
Big at bat here. Cambry had that rocket off her bat, robbed by the first baseman of her last at bat, and that kind of squelched the rally. That was the last time the Tigers were really threatening. And had that just been a foot higher, the Tigers would have easily plated 2, if not 3 more. Now 3-0 here to Cambry, and she'll take all the way, and she will walk in a run. So an RBI walk for Cambry puts the Tigers on the board here in the 5th, and it is now 10-4. And I think we're going to see some change. I'm not sure if it's a runner or a pinch hitter. Warren Russell still coming to the plate. Oh, I think it's Russell re-entering the game. She had a runner for her earlier. Is that correct, or a defensive replacement? Either way, she's re-entered. And now that one is taken outside. So Valor in a very dicey spot here. Tigers lineup loaded from top to bottom. Russell's already homered today, and she hits this one back toward the wall, and that's an out. And the scoreboard only showing one out. I guess there were two. And so that's the third out of the inning. Had us fooled. Tigers go, they score one. They extend their lead back to 6. We'll take a quick break here on the Erie Tiger. And welcome back in here to the Erie Tiger Network. Brandenburg, Grayson Blaylock here with you as it is 10-4, but a decent top half of the fifth has brought Valor back into this game. We thought we might be going home by now, and instead this one's a little closer than you'd like after jumping out to a 9-0 lead. And we'll see how sharp this Tiger squad is. I think maybe just took their foot off the gas a little bit and let Valor kind of back into this one. So Loveland spins it. Now we'll step up to the rubber. Tigers' normal defense back in there is Madison Vaughn back at third, and a bunt attempt is fouled. Delivery by Loveland. This one is chopped, picked up by Vaughn, and I thought it was chopped. That's the second time. You know, there's a net in front of us, and it's just throwing off our depth perception enough, and there's this line, and it kind of, that's the second time that I think, at least I don't know about you, Grayson, thought that that was chopped instead of cleanly caught.
I think the first time I thought it was chopped as well. That one, the line's in a different position. I could tell it was kind of popped up. Also, just by the reaction of the players, they'll field it differently when it's chopped. That doesn't hurt.
That's Grayson's broadcasting way of saying flare out, and that one is dropped out in left. And that ball just carried a little bit further.
Then Russell.
I think that's Martinez out there in left. She is right behind a big old pole in front of me. I think Grayson might have a better angle, but hard to see the numbers on the front of the Tiger jerseys. And the defense has moved around. Martinez started in left. I think that's probably still Martinez. Either way, that ball just carried a little bit. And at the last second, Martinez, or actually we just got to look there. That is Russell that has moved to left field now. So Russell just had to take one step back to her right. I couldn't quite squeeze the glove. Pitch slapped up the middle. That's going to get to Osborne. She'll huck it in. That one is cut but dropped. And man, the Tigers continue to let Valor climb back into this game. Now 10-5. And 2 runners in scoring position. Coach Vanessa, I think she has seen enough here that we're going to have a change. So Loveland will come out. And a new pitcher for the Tigers will come in. We thought it might be Alyssa Barnett. Instead, it's Jaden Chambers. I believe this is the first time. I don't know if she threw last year at all for the Tigers. And so Jaden will come in. Talk to some of Jaden's family before the game. So no doubt that they are excited, the Chambers household. Looking at them now, and they're staring in, going, all right, Jade, now's your time to shine. Fans, don't forget to follow us on social media. You can like the Erie Tiger Media Facebook page. You can follow us on Twitter at Erie Tiger Media. And follow us on our new Instagram on Erie Tiger Media. We'll have a lot of goodies for you over the next few weeks coming from the Erie Tiger Network class, as well as some yearbook content and Tiger Times content as well. All one home for all 3 mediums that Erie Tiger or Erie High School has. So 1 out, 2 on, new pitcher, and it's Jaden Chambers.
2 runners in scoring position. Those are Loveland's runners. It won't matter in regards to a potential win or loss since it is up 5. The most runs Loveland could have would be 7.
Ooh, and half of the 6 Tigers, they still lead it by 4 here on the Erie Tiger Network.
Front Range Landfill puts all your needs in front of everything else. Front Range Landfill won Erie Chamber of Commerce Business of the Year Award, as well as being featured on national television. We are very proud of our facility and we welcome the opportunity to address your disposal needs. Our focus is on customer service. We strive to achieve easy and rapid access in and out of the facility. We feel certain that we will exceed your expectations of your solid waste disposal requirements. Choose Front Range Landfill for all your landfill needs. You will be pleased.
Oh, folks, I'm so sorry. We muted the broadcast, and we have not had audio. You missed 2 great dad jokes. That's devastating. This one is lined, and that one's going to roll all the way to the wall. 1 run will score for Erie. And a triple for Lovett makes it 12-6 Tigers. Tell you what, I'm still sick that you didn't hear what's been going on at the bottom half of this inning. We'll never get those dad jokes back. You can't tell a dad joke twice. But 12-6, Erie leads it as they have played it 2, and now Kat Sackett. Will they let her bat? Oh. Well, they're going to at least talk to the pitcher. Kat Sackett has already been intentionally walked 3 times in this game, and the only time she got to bat, she hit one to the warning track out in right field.
And she probably could have had a walk during that at bat should she have wanted it, which she clearly didn't.
Yeah, sorry about that, folks. We accidentally hit the mute button. Well, not accident. We just forgot to unhit the mute button when we came back live. That was the accident. And so, sorry if you were sitting in silence at home. Maybe you preferred that, but you could always use a mute button for that anyway. Pitch is rocketed to deep left, opposite field, 3rd bomb of the day for Kat Sackett. Holy cow.
They finally pitched to her. I think she appreciated it.
That one was smoked. Hide the dogs, because that one set off the smoke alarm. Wow.
There's your dad joke.
14-6 now the score. And now the Tigers suddenly 2 outs away.
2 runs away.
Or 2 runs away, I beg your pardon, from 10 running Valor. We got a text from one Mr. Paul Stasina saying, hey, redo the dad jokes anyway, but they're very situation specific, so that's not going to happen. They'd have to come up again. This one is well hit but playable onto the warning track, and that'll be out number 3. But another home run, 3rd of the day for Kat Sackett. Tigers are 3 outs away from beating Valor. We'll take a timeout here on the Erie Tiger Network.
Married. Doesn't matter. You do that for me? Really? Yeah, I'd like that.
Who are you talking to?
It's Jake from State Farm. Sounds like a really good deal.
Jake from State Farm at 3 in the morning? Who is this?
It's Jake from State Farm.
What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Khakis.
She sounds hideous.
Well, she's a guy, so.
Another reason more people stay with State Farm. Get to a better state.
And welcome back in, Erie Tiger Network. Jaden Chambers back out in the pitcher's circle here to close this one out for Erie. By the way, don't forget to help us out on our Patreon that the Erie Tiger Network has. That has basically helped fund our wireless network, which you're saying, what is it funding today? Because I'm getting terrible signal. That is true, but trust me, that helps out a ton. And so a huge thank you to all of you that already support us on our Patreon. We'd love more supporters as the year gets started. You can do so by going to patreon.com/Erie Tiger Network, and you can support us for as little as $1 a month. I mean, really, there's a custom amount, so you could even donate a penny a month if that fits your budget. But we are appreciative of any support that we can get. So, top of the 7th, last chance here for Valor. Tigers 3 outs away, and a big swing and a miss there on the first pitch. And after 2 pitches, the first one way overthrown by Jaden Chambers, the second one underthrown, Jaden has seemed to kind of settle down here. Just settle down and throw, as that one is high and wide.
The old announcer's jinx.
The old announcer's jinx. Every stinking time, I tell you.
I think we need a 4-leaf clover, a rabbit's foot, and a block of wood to take to broadcast with us.
1-2 the count. Delivery, that one is hit high and still playable, but way up there and not quite handled out there in left. Throw will come in and a leadoff triple. I mean, that thing went way up there.
All the way to the warning track in left. And the left fielder, I think it's a new left fielder.
Yeah, it's no longer Russell. In fact, Gilbert has come into the game. Vaughn cheating in, and that one taken for a strike right at the letters. That one is upstairs. 1-1 the count here. Outfield shaded a hair toward the pull side, but a pretty big gap out there actually in left center. 2-1 the count. That one high and wide, 3-1. And now Cat going out there, telling Jane, hey, just settle down and throw. Don't aim, don't overthrow. And nice veteran leadership. And during this timeout, the Tigers just switched their right and left fielder. So Gilbert now going to right. And I think out in left now is Hernandez. And that'll be a walk. So now 2 on for Valor, nobody out. 8-run lead. We mentioned in the first broadcast is there's a little bit of an off-speed pitch that swung and missed at. That Legend from the Parker area, Valor from the Highlands Ranch area, both might still be considered part of the greater metro area. Erie obviously north of that. Still probably an hour drive between Erie and both of these schools.
Depending on traffic, you could get to them maybe a little faster. They are off the freeway a little bit. which does contribute into that time.
Heck, just in the last 8 years, Colorado's grown so much. I remember I used to go door to door from where I lived in Boulder when I went to see you all the way home in northern Colorado Springs, an hour and 15 minutes without speeding. And I just don't think that's possible today. Maybe at 2 a.m.
Maybe.
Chambers delivers, and that one in the pellets, 3-1. Important pitch here for Jaden. Don't want to issue back-to-back walks here and load the bases. Still an 8-run cushion, though, for the Tigers, and that is a walk. And I think Megan Loveland set to check back in to try and finish this one out.
Anxious to get back out to the mound or to the circle.
And we saw Jaden start out in left field last game. Wondering if coach might send her back in the outfield, but we'll still see Hernandez, Osborne, and Gilbert, I believe, in left, center, and right, as Loveland will get a few warm-up pitches here. Fans, you can check out our broadcast schedule online at ErieTigerNetwork.com. I know you've seen a lot of the old commercials here today. That will start to change here in the next week or two, as we have some new sponsors on board that just happened this week. And if you'd like to be a sponsor for Erie Athletics, let us know. Some exciting new things happening in the athletic department here this year. Boys volleyball will be a part of that in the spring. Now a CHSAA sanctioned sport. That is something that we'll probably add to our broadcast schedule as well. And I remember when spring used to be the easy season. You had girls soccer and baseball, and that was it. Now you have lacrosse and boys volleyball.
Spring with as many sports as fall now. At least in the ones that we consistently broadcast.
Loveland delivers in the dirt, or the pellets rather, in the rubber. I don't know what you want to call it. The synthetic blades of grass. I don't even know what they're made out of. Some polyurethane, who knows?
Not us.
We are journalists and not engineers, if we haven't made that abundantly clear many times tonight and through the years. Loveland staring in, 2-0. Tigers walk the bases loaded, and now Loveland behind here. And that one in there for a strike. That one had a little more pop behind it as well. Tigers still 3 outs away from finishing this one off. They've got an 8-run cushion, but man, I tell you what, cutting that lead in half is represented at home plate right now. You just want to get an out this at bat. Start feeling a little better about yourself. Swing and a miss for strike 2, and now 2-2.
And that first strike was really important for Loveland. Had missed with the first 2 pitches, got back on track Now with a 2-2 count in a much better situation.
Two pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3, and that's the first out of the inning. And now the Tigers 2 outs away. Valor got pasted up pretty good by Legend before this, as there's a, oh, Vaughn gloved it and then tried to shovel it with her glove to the plate. And the throw it home and 2-run score. Vaughn could have stepped on the plate herself. I don't think Sackett was expecting that. And 2-run score off the air. Vaughn played that beautifully. And I don't know, maybe she just didn't realize how close she was to the plate.
I also think her momentum was carrying her away from the plate the way she came in to play that ball. Just because of where she ended up, shoveling it across her body to get Sackett the ball, but it just nicked off her glove.
1 out, 2 on now, and that one's in there for a strike, so lead has been cut to 6. Tigers getting a little antsy down that dugout. A little tighter than the Valor dugout right now. Tell you what, Kat Sackett, for someone that started out at first, there were some, I think, that wanted her to pitch. Doesn't want to pitch. So now she's playing catcher. She is just a wall back there. Nothing seems to get by Kat Sackett. That one is slapped toward the Tiger dugout.
Almost hit the coach. I'm also relatively confident that she played catcher with her club team before she did with Erie. Waited behind Hannah Hackney to catch.
No, yeah, no doubt about that. As that one is dribbled. Foul. Hackney actually didn't even finish her career as a catcher. At least Capra came in and Hackney was moved around the diamond. Man, the Tigers have had some extreme talent in this softball program through the years. Hannah Hackney, as that one was fouled off. Just saw that Hannah Hackney, I think, last year was an academic All-American and a first-team freshman All-American. And so she, if I'm wrong, tweet at us here. You can correct me there, but I know big-time accolades for Hannah Hackney last year. 1-2, pitch inside, taken for a ball. Count runs even to 2-2. You typically say no doubles defense here, and Tigers out in at least left field, really hugging the line there is Hernandez. And actually, if I'm the Erie coach, I want Hernandez to move a little bit off that line, because you got to figure, can you get to the line by the time the ball gets there? If you can, you're good, and I think you can with plenty of time there. So no, you can't quite see that on your screen, as there's a foul ball.
After throwing several hard and inside, this would be a good opportunity for Loveland to go low and away with an off speed.
3-2, that would be a bold off pitch. And that one is chopped with the hands, and Vaughn's gonna let that one roll out. And I gotta tell you, I have no idea what the Valor batter or the runner on third base was doing. They literally stopped and returned back to the bag at third. Had Vaughn picked that up, she could have just turned around and tagged her out.
A little bit of base running confusion.
3-2, another full count pitch on the way. And that is strike 3 swinging, and now the Tigers are 1 out away.
That strikeout returns some life to the Erie fans and the Erie dugout. Maybe siphon some of it from that Valor dugout that's had the momentum the last 2 innings.
That one chopped back into the screen. 0-1. It's 2:05 down the lines here. It's 2:20 to center. Loveland delivers. Low and inside. Taken for a ball. 2 runners in scoring position. The Valor Eagles could make this a 4-run game, which anytime you're within 4 runs, you feel like you still got a chance. But really, I think too big of a hole to climb out of for the Eagles, as this one is flared back on it is Levette, and she will put it away for the out, and the Tigers are victorious. 14-8 winners as they come in for high fives, and they'll shake each other's hands. And the Tigers move to 3-0, and sounds like the victory horns of the train behind us. 3-0, 14-8 victory, and Grayson, overall good start. Tigers bats kind of came back to life there in the 6th. Maybe not quite a sharp focus the whole game, but today, gotta be impressed. Obviously, anytime you beat Valor, you're happy, but then when you beat number 2 Legend, you're pumped, and I think you got to be excited about what the Tigers program could do this year.
You do have to be excited. These are 2 teams that are traditionally towards the top of 5A, Erie and 4A. These 2 games, Erie played excellently in both, even though their focus did lapse, as you said, at times. But this could be a fun season for this Erie softball team.
Well, and it was a fun day for us. Our first 2 Erie Tiger Network broadcasts of the year. We'll be back in action next week. We've got volleyball, we've got back to school night, and we've got football against Evergreen, as well as maybe some solo casts sprinkled in there. You never know. But a full week planned next week. So thank you so much for joining us from the Regency Athletic Complex at